Well, go on. Easy people. Right. I'm sure, like um, a lot of us have had to take a step back, and we all feel like we want to say something about what's going on, especially with George Floyd, especially about the government and this, that, and the other. We all feel like if you're like me, if you're black, you're angry like me, you're upset, you're frustrated like me, you're sick of the repeated things that are going on like me. So I think this time it's been a lot different this time, especially in the current state of society that we are in. That we're seeing a lot of people put up how they feel about the current situation that's going on in America and the current situation that's going on in the UK, and not being sure what to say in the first place and stuff. Emotions are high. Emotions are definitely high. I'll be the realist. I am so frustrated with what's happening on social media at the moment. It's untrue. It's ridiculous. I'm so on to a point on all sides, and that I'm really frustrated. But at the end of the day, it's not about me. And this is the point that I want to make with this video. It's not about us. The reason why I'm frustrated is because it is a case of history repeating itself again and again and again and again. And this is not to make anyone feel bad about how they're feeling. Hopefully, through what I'm saying, the point is that we need to redirect our energy that we have at the moment back towards the right place. And that it is getting increasingly frustrating seeing my friends, black and white, Asian, Chinese, everyone at this moment in time fighting with each other about something that is not in our control. Us learning to be better human beings with each other, the general public, yeah, is not going to change what is happening within the police structure, within the police establishment, within the police system. Because whatever we do on the outside of that establishment, the people that are still in that establishment and that are benefiting off that establishment are still going to be there. They have not budged. The reason why I say this is every time this has happened in the UK and every time this has happened in the US, and that there has been uproar, there has been outrage, and it's gone to riots. And every time, even with the riots, nothing has changed, because what has always ended up happening is us, the general public, end up fighting with each other. And the people that are still within these abusive positions of power are left there. All the attention and the direction is directed back at us, the general public. I am including black and white in this. At that, I don't feel it is necessary for me to be screaming out to the people that I know and I care about that are good people. I just don't feel it's necessary. I understand the anger, I understand the urge for us to feel that the people within the general public, people that have platforms, people that are in a position of influence, speaking out. But again, we are the general public. The rules for us are completely different. Completely different. If I kill someone as a black man, I am going to jail. If you kill someone as a white man or as an Asian man or anything like that, the circumstances may be different, but you are still going to jail. If a policeman kills a black man, we have seen, or a policeman kills any kind of human, we have seen time and time and time again, they are never held accountable. The police. Never. This will be the first time in probably over a decade that other than termination from their job, an actual police officer responsible for taking the life of another human being is actually being charged with either murder or manslaughter. I can't remember how many years it's been since the last time that this has happened, but the fact that there are so many examples of this happening, but there are years between any kind of substantial consequences happening to the police themselves. This has happened time and time again, and history keeps on repeating itself. We get to the point of riots, and all of the spotlight ends up back on the general public and how the general public is dealing with this situation. Businesses closing down for a day, blackout for a day, or whatever is not going to change what is happening within the police force, within Western society. I'm sorry, this is no disrespect at all. Businesses coming together and not working for a day, ironically during lockdown when a lot of businesses have had to stop working beyond their control, is not going to change what is happening within the police force. And this is not me being negative. This is me trying to control my anger and really take a step back and really look at the situation and really understand why I'm angry and who I'm angry with. My fellow man, I'm not angry with you. It is not you, my fellow man, someone that is not involved in the police. You guys have not done this. Yes, racism is everywhere. It is everywhere. But the problem where racism has the most damage is when it's systematic. It is within powerful establishments, institutions. That is where racism really causes the most damage. Case in point, the police force. And then when we get further out than that, corrupt lawyers that set up plea deals rather than prove that actually going through and proving whether a man is innocent or guilty. Tampered evidence. Do you know what I mean? Doctored police files. Do you know what I mean? There's so many more facets to this than just whether me and you, the general public, can live better in harmony. We have known there is a problem with the police force for decades. The problem is not within the general public. All of our energies need to be directed at the police force and the governmental departments that back the police force in not holding those people accountable to the same laws and same rules as us. Let's flip the script. If it was me on anyone's neck for 4 minutes, let's bring it down to just the 4 minutes. If it was me on anyone's neck for 4 minutes, the main thing that everyone would look at is intent. Why am I on this person's neck for 4 minutes? Again, general public, if it was me, I am going to jail. If it was you, you are going to jail. But if it is a police officer, they are not. They are given allowances. They are given exceptions. There are loopholes that they can go through. And there are people that protect them within the same department, within the same establishments, within the same institutions. So what I suggest is we flip the script on them and we really start policing the police. If we see anything that is going on with the police in public, regardless of what it is, even if it's not that serious. Get your camera out, record it, film it. Let's really start flipping the script on the police. Doesn't matter what you do. I am monitoring you. If I have the time and I am able to, I am monitoring you. The more people, the more of us that start doing this, the better. Because I'm sorry, Mr. Policeman, are you going to waste time trying to stop all of these people recording you? Or are you going to carry on doing your job, which is upholding the law and upholding the law correctly? I am not going to waste time having conversations with any of my friends about this. I'm not going to waste any time having conversations with people that may be on the other side and don't feel the same way that I do. My grievance is not with any of you. Truth be told, if you're not on my side of this, I do not care what you think. I'm not going to waste any time trying to explain anything to anybody. If you are pure of heart and you feel like all life should be sacred, cool. I am going to respect that for what it is. I'm sorry, I can see the difference between people that are saying it as a response to us, to the people that are in pain, and the people that are just seeing what is happening and are just upset about actual violence that is going on. I am one of those people. I understand the anger. I feel that anger myself, but I cannot help but feel sympathetic for the people that are not the police, that are ending up suffering as a result of this as well. People like to quote Martin Luther King as saying, riots are the voice of the unheard. People don't like to quote his full context, where he also says that he does not want the riots to happen because it causes further distress and further violence. People always like to miss that out. This is not a dig. This is not disrespect. Please trust me, I am saying all of this from a place of love. We need to stop bickering with each other. We need to stop trying to fix each other, because us, the general public, us, the people, we are not the problem in this. The police are the problem. The governmental institutions which hold systematic racism, these are things that have been here for decades. It has not taken us to get to 2020 to have this sudden awakening of knowledge and what the police force are doing. We have known this is what is happening with the police force for decades. It is not up to us to fix the general public. The same way that police officer was on that man's neck, we need to keep on the police force's neck completely. So what I'm going to do, I see anything going on with the police and they are holding up people within the street, doesn't matter what it is, I'm getting my phone out. If I have got the time, I'm getting my phone out and I am recording it and I am putting it up on social media. If we could have something like WikiLeaks for the police departments across the world, where people can upload anonymous information on seeing police acting dodgy, acting over the top, using excessive force. And that I love the fact that more and more footage is coming out of police doing these things. And regardless of who it is, I love the fact that more and more of that is coming out. I want the internet to be flooded with so many more examples of this happening. The more recent, the better. I want it to get to the point where it cannot be denied anymore. Everyone can see it. It is in everybody's faces. I know this situation is, but I mean everything. Doesn't matter how little, or you redacted the name off a police report, right? That's going out there. Doesn't matter. You committed murder. That's going out there as well. I'm not arguing with my fellow man anymore. I'm not fighting with my fellow man anymore. I am directing all of my anger at the system. If there is anyone who is setting up any kind of petitions to challenge certain policies, certain loopholes within laws, to challenge laws and stuff like that, I'm signing up for that. I'm going to go down to this protest on Saturday, and if there is any calls to actions in regards to going against the police force, we can go at businesses all we want. Businesses do not live by the same rules as the police force. The police force are on a completely different level to us, the general public. So us changing us, I'm not saying that the general public should not be making any changes. I'm not saying that we should not fight to end racism or at least bring down racism. But we are in a world where so much bad shit has happened on so many different sides. I really do not believe we're ever going to live in a world where there is no prejudice whatsoever. But we know where we need to really change it. In these governmental bodies that are supposed to have the welfare and care of every single man. There are inadequacies there. We need to focus all of our efforts there. We need to keep our knees on the necks of the police, not each other. I find it futile to keep reacting to things that I see on Facebook from people that I know are good people, and feeling like I have to explain something that I know that they know to that I like. It just seems futile to me. I'm not saying that people aren't stupid. I'm not saying that people don't get it. But it isn't us. It is police. The police force. My anger is with the police. Not just for police brutality. I have seen the police do things, so much shit that they just should not be doing. So much. There is so much fuckery going on in all corners of the police. Career police. Police that will step on drug addicts to get a promotion. Police that will fuck over people that are cooperating with them to get a promotion, to get more money. The fact that police will work with drug dealers and take a little bit off the top. There is so much fuckery going on in the police. We've seen examples of that in the movies. We've seen examples of that of documentaries. We've seen TV shows, Bad Boys, Cops, all that kind of shit. We've seen episodes where we've seen the police go in ham, where really and truly they did not need to go ham. We have seen the differences between how people treat the police treat people from lower income areas to how police treat people from higher income areas. We've seen how how police react when class is also involved. OJ. The problem is within the police system. If we want true justice, there's going to be justice for all. We need to keep our knees on the neck of the police, not each other. It is their job to keep us, the public, in line, but they're not. They are abusing their power. So us fighting with each other, us, the general public, us fighting amongst ourselves, is not going to change what is happening in there. I'm not saying don't riot. I'm not saying anything to that. But I'm trying to contain my anger, and I'm looking at the fact that history just keeps repeating itself. This isn't the first time there has been riots. It was not that long ago there was riots in the UK for the same thing. Police killing an unarmed black man. Riots kicked off. A couple months later, it was forgotten about. The next big scandal was about. And there'll be people that they'll keep reminding the general public of these tragedies that have happened, these injustices that has happened, but nothing changes within the police department. And I'm not saying all of this to be like, oh, don't do anything, or just give up. Nothing is going to change. No, trust me, I'm not saying that. I am sat here, I am really trying to think of what we can do that is different, that will put more pressure on the police to make changes. I'm trying to think of something different. Trust me, I am not saying don't riot. I am angry enough to riot. I really am. I am angry enough to riot. But I feel I need to direct my anger in a different way because I've seen this happen before. This is what's holding me up, the fact that I've seen this happen before. The riots, the infighting, the sudden calls to action, the sudden feeling that I need to do something now. This has happened now, so I need to do something now. I'm not discrediting any of that. All I'm saying is that I'm sick of history repeating itself. And I'm just trying to think of a different way where I can direct my anger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep posting videos of police brutality. That's what I'm going to do. Not to make people feel guilty, not to say, oh, like to cause outrage or anything like that. To keep it in the public psyche. I don't care if you get desensitized by it. But if all you're seeing is this, then where do the police have to hide? If all that is on social media is more and more examples of police fucking up and abusing their power, where do they have to hide? Who do they have to hide behind? It is going to get to the point where they can't do anything. You can't protect police. You can't protect each other all the time. You can't. I'm sorry if you see that as a threat or anything like that. I'm telling you what I am going to do. If you see me on the street, if you are a policeman and you see me on the street, you have a choice to make. Yeah? You have a choice to make. Yeah? If you are pulling somebody over for what is supposed to be a crime, do you follow that through whilst I am recording everything that you do, or do you waste your own time? Do you obstruct your own police work to try and stop me policing you? You have a choice to make. Anybody who is in the police that is watching this and thinking, oh, I'm some sort of thing, you have a choice to make. Are you going to waste your own police time trying to stop me doing what I have a lawful right to be able to do? That is why you have body cams. I have a lawful right to be able to record you, regardless of what you are doing. Are you going to disrupt your own police time, obstruct your own police time, trying to stop me from doing what I can do, trying to stop many others? Because the more of us that do this, the better. Are you going to actually stopping a crime to be able to stop all these all these people with their eyes on you? That is the choice that you are going to have to make. And you know why you're going to have to make that choice. You can be all upset all you want, or you feel ostracized, or you feel nobody cares anymore. You are part of the police force. You may even be a good one. If you are a good police person, if you see any kind of dodgy behavior, if you see that procedures are not being followed correctly, you can take that footage, you can upload it anonymously, and you can add to the focus being on the police and making sure that they are doing their things properly. If we flood all of social media with as many examples as we can find of police abusing their power, then what can you really do? Who can you hide behind? The general public is not going to have any faith. And I don't even mean just black. I'm seeing videos of policemen on horses running over white people for no reason. All of it. You admitted a name from a police file, or you see your colleague admit a name from a police file anonymously. Report that shit. Report it. You're so worried about your job. Okay, then cool. Okay, I won't put that pressure on you. WikiLeaks for the police. WikiLeaks for the police. If we had something like that, then the police would be in the exact same position that our politicians are. We have no faith. We have no trust in you. And we are going to question every single thing that you do. Everything. At every step of the way. I'm not going to waste my time arguing with my fellow man about things that we have known for decades. If you feel the way you feel the way you feel. I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you, the general public, who has no power over the police. No. If people are going at legislations, loopholes, petitions, protests in regards to that, talking about things like that, talking about these inadequacies, bringing more of these things to light, not on social media, but in video form, documentary form, anything, I'm backing that. I am backing that. Bringing these things to light, keeping our knees on the necks of the police. Because I can't think of anything else. And I don't want to keep doing the same thing, expecting a change. I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall, because this just keeps happening again. This happens. Public outrage. Public start outraging with each other. Riots break out. Then the public start outraging about the riots. Meanwhile, the police is still the fucking police. Nothing is changing over there. But yet, the general public is in distress. Nothing at all is changing over there. Nothing. For decades. We keep going through this cycle as a people. Us, the people that are living under completely different rules to them. I'm not wasting any time arguing with any of you lot on this social platform. I'm just making these feelings known, and then I'm done. I do not care what you think about me regarding this situation. I don't care. My grievance is not with you, general public. My grievance is with the police, the system. And anything that is going at the system, I'm backing it. That's it. I'm backing it. And that means it's not going to be anything to do with social media. You're not going to see any videos from me. You're not going to see anything in terms of, oh, I'm here, I'm doing. No, 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 no. Social media has become too much of a monster for any of that to ever feel genuine anymore. And again, this is no disrespect to anybody, but again, it just leads back to my point of us as the general public trying to change each other is not going to change what is going on in the police. We can become all come by, yeah, this, what, we are all, we're not living by the same rules the police are. We're not. If I kill someone, I'm going to jail. If you kill someone, no matter what colour or creed you are, as the general public, you are going to jail. We may not get the same sentences. We may not get the same. Doesn't matter. We are getting charged. The element of intent is going to be found. We are getting charged. We are getting sentenced as the general public. But as a police officer, the rules are different. This is what I am angry with. That is the issue. That is the problem. So please do not see this as me calling anybody out or me saying that your efforts or anything like that are wrong. How you feel is wrong. You know what? I don't care, because how you feel, the general public, does not matter to me. What matters is what is being changed within the police force. Your privilege, where you come from, your background, how racist you are, how not racist you are, I don't care, because my grievance is not with you, the general public. My grievance is with the police. So that's all I'm going to say on this. That is all I'm going to say. If you take issue, if you have a problem with what I've said, if you like what I said, I don't care. If you feel like I'm just spouting off and I'm just part of people trying to say like, okay, cool, you're entitled to feel that way, but that is not the point of this. I'm trying to just present a different perspective, because trust me, I am fucking angry. I am fucking tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of feeling like I'm becoming desensitized to this. I'm sick and tired of having to go through what feels like now is motions. This feels like a drill. This feels like, oh. I'm sick and I'm tired of it, and I know there are people that are sick and tired of this as well. But the main thing that is becoming so apparent to me is that history just keeps on repeating itself, and I don't want to keep repeating myself and feeling like I'm banging my head against a brick wall and arguing with people on Facebook, trying to call the general public out, rather than focusing just on the police and my anger with the police and their policies and their loopholes and their support of each other. Whether you're good or bad, I don't care. You're all part of the problem. It is all police. You are all part of the problem. I do not care. I don't care how you feel about it. If you're going to take issue with anything, take issue with this. I do not care how you feel about it. If you are one of the good ones, I don't care that you are one of the good ones. The problem is that you are not holding yourselves accountable to the same rules that you are holding the general public. If you feel so bad about it, if you feel that you are being lumped in with the bad ones, leave the job. There are plenty of other jobs out there. Trust me, my G. There are plenty of other fucking jobs out there. Leave the job. If you feel that badly about it, leave it. But don't go on like there isn't a problem. There is a fucking problem. You know there is. But this isn't about you trying to preserve yourself. Recognize there is a problem within your institution. And until that problem is sorted out within your institution, you are all part of that problem. If you are not willing to hold each other accountable and call each other out, you are all part of the problem. The same way, if I knew about a murder, if I was there as the general public, if I was fucking stood there and I knew it was happening, but yet I did nothing, I would be an accomplice to murder. You are not holding yourselves to the same fucking principles as us. So until that is happening on a regular basis, a manslaughter for a policeman does not mean, oh, you've lost your job and you can move to another area and get the same job fucking again. You are all part of the fucking problem.